My name is Andi, I'm almost 39, and I live in New Westminster, BC. The deal with my daughter's father is that he was largely absent for the first 6 years of my daughter's life. Shortly after her birth, his presence in Vancouver began to be pretty sporadic. He was a musician, and so he was often on tour. And so there were times when he was in Vancouver and times when he was not. And our relationship was pretty turbulent, and so I was trying to kind of separate from him, but economically it was really challenging. My interest was my daughter, it always was and always will be, and so she was my primary motivation for moving away from him. I made a decision to relocate to Edmonton because there were a number of really positive opportunities in Edmonton. I attempted to access legal aid when my daughter's father arrived in court, and it was clear that he had gotten a lawyer and that I was going to face a proceeding where my mobility was going to be challenged. My daughter's father and then his parents each submitted affidavits, and she filed a document in court stating that I was going to be kidnapping the child, and so a restraining order was necessary to prevent me from leaving the province. What this achieved was two things. I was prevented from legally leaving the province because there was a restraining order, but it also fast-tracked the process. I had 10 days to respond. I was working 45 hours a week, taking care of a 5-year-old and staying up all night and preparing affidavits and documents and reading law and meeting insane deadlines with virtually no support. The ruling was that I was prohibited from moving with my daughter. I was forced to stay in this province, was put in a position of depending on some financial assistance and contribution from my daughter's father, and he doesn't provide it. There was a huge disparity between what was seen as the best interests for my daughter and what was actually happening in her life with me as her mother and primary caregiver. So we were homeless and we were penniless, and she had extensive access to her paternal family. Self-representing, I once described it to someone as like being underwater and screaming and thrashing and not having a single ripple or sound happen. The less the government invests in systems that support people to have their needs met, the more social fallout in terms of family violence and addiction and homelessness and poverty and just all the rest of it, it compounds. And that's where I see it going. Not only women, but everybody can benefit from increased access to legal aid because it's one of the main pillars of a healthy, functioning social infrastructure, right? So along with healthcare, education, and social services, the health of legal aid determines the health of so much else. And so everybody benefits. Real justice means fair access. We need legal aid.